Greetings, Tetris citizens. It is your old pal Van Dweller back with more classic Tetris monthly. And this time, it is the kickoff for Tap Masters. Yeah, a lot of hype around this tournament. Pretty excited about this one. This is a tapping and DAS allowed tournament. No rolling, right? So it's no roll. How do you even say that? No roll July. That is not easy to say. But anyway, yeah, that is going to be a tapping tournament. DAS players are allowed to if you can hang. We'll see what happens. Pretty excited about this one. And yeah, this one is going to be, this particular stream is going to be pretty exciting. Where's the thing? Where is it? Where'd it go? What is this? Purple? Here it is. Bang. Yeah, we're going to be doing the purple bracket right now, but there is more coming up today as well. In fact, we have Tetris pretty much all day. So purple bracket's going to be Somalian Captain versus Chroma. The winner of that match will take on former CTM Masters event winner and CTWC champion ERICICX. And these two matches will feed into a top 16 match later in the month or maybe next month with Coster. So Somalian versus Chroma, winner versus ERICICX. Very happy to have them back. So that is what we're doing right now, like at this moment. But we do have more streams coming up today, and those are going to be a yellow bracket match. It's just going to be round one between Bendy and Evesy here in Tap Masters. That's going to be starting basically 4 hours from now. So just that one match that will feed into the Vicious Rhubarb and Pixelandy bracket later in the month. And then immediately after that, pretty much, it's going to be a Stupid Tetris monthly no next box bracket between Steel and Mari. The winner taking on Ella, who is the back-to-back runner-up of our STM championship back in 2020 and 2021. So pretty excited for the return of Ella to the CTM universe. And then basically at midnight, right? So 11:59 p.m. tonight, or Saturday early in the morning UTC, right? That, I'm awake for it. I guess I'm doing it. It's going to be Ghost versus Hepta, winner versus Zack Attack for Stupid Tetris Monthly. And then tomorrow we have, this is going to be a super hype one. It's very late here in the US. It's super early morning for Europe. Sorry, but this one might be worth staying up to watch. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Texas time, 3 a.m. UTC on Sunday. It's going to be the return of Corian to Classic Tetris Monthly, this time in Tap Masters. And Corian will be taking on Trap Zone in round one. So that says round one, round two. It's really just a round one match. Round two is not happening right then. Corian versus Trap Zone, just the round one match. You got to get up for that. Anyway, that's what we got today. 2 Tap Masters, 2 Stupid Tetris monthly brackets. Tomorrow is the Tap Masters Corian versus Trap Zone, aka L. And yeah, cannot wait for that. So that is what is upcoming. Screenshot this. It's pretty much mostly, it's 98% accurate. Okay. So we're going to proceed now with the Somalian Chroma ERICICX bracket. And let me tell you what the rules are. Well, the rules is that this is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is a best of 5. So the first player to 3 wins is the winner of the match. Level 18 starts all the way through. No line cap. So no cap, tap, whatever, tap, no line cap, tap, I don't know, whatever it is. There's no line cap in Tap Masters. If you can get to level 60, go for it. We will be using same piece sets re-rolled. Players, make sure your hertz and input displays are turned on. We want to see how fast you're tapping. We want to see those inputs. That is exciting and fun. You can play on emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified, except in the ways that we ask you to modify them. You can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether electronical or mechanical. Biological turbo only. And remember, players, to heed the spirit of tap. This is hyper tap. There's no rolling. There's also no butterfly. There's no raking. M-tapping is not. So tap is considered to be a primarily single finger attack, but you are allowed to have one extra tap from an accessory finger anywhere in your tapping sequence on a given piece, right? So one, not alternating taps, not one, not left, right, left. You can just have one extra tap in that tap sequence, and that is what we are calling the spirit of tap for this tournament. And remember, players, if you do run into any tech issues, please keep playing. We will sort it out. Players should not receive any in-game advice and do not pause unless the commentator tells you. Chope, so you can do left, right, left. Yes, you can do that. So that extra tap can come anytime during a sequence. So this is to sort of, have tap, but also, kind of give a little bit of flexibility for people who are doing that. I believe Joseph, had an extra tap, hyper quick tap at the end. Corian, I think, kicked in one of those, that kind of thing. We are not looking for alternating taps from different fingers at all. That is not what we are looking for. This is basically a jitter click tournament with a little bit of flexibility. Okay, got it? Simple, easy, not hard, not controversial, no problem. Anyway, the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which I don't know where it is because I forgot to change the URL. Let me change the URL really quick. Do you want to see this happen live right in front of your face? Actually, it's not going to happen right in front of your face. I don't think I updated this properly. Hold on. This all came together very quickly at like the last moment. So we're not going to have the Matcherino updating. Updating the way that I wanted to during this match. I'll have to fix it in between. I'm not exactly sure what I did wrong this time. So let us see what happened. Why isn't this working? That's weird. All right. Well, we're not going to have the Matcherino updating, but I will keep you up to date with who contributes, right? So just give me 1 second to just sort of fix this. And the alerts will come through, but the amount will not update at the bottom. So my apologies, guys. Not exactly sure why that happened. So we'll have that fixed for the next stream. Okay? Good? We feel good? By the way, also thank you to our Patreons for keeping our patrons for keeping this tournament going. Everyone on your screen, instrumental in keeping this whole channel going. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris. If you want to support the channel, thanks to everybody here, including Scott, Gray, Jay in the window, K9, Tacky, Corporal, Shelby, Troy, Dan, Kim, M, Rogue, Potato, Katkit, and Mila. I have a few more names to add to this, so apologies if your name is not on there yet. It will be, but it's not on there now. I'll just show you how the prize pool is going to kind of work, though. We are shooting for $1,000 to pay our top 8. Again, Matcherino is not exactly working, and that Matcherino is not up to date. So I have to update that. I'm just running a little bit behind this month. My apologies, guys. So everything will be fixed by the time we get to our next stream. So apologies for this. I threw it all together very quickly, just due to some stuff going on. So please bear with me. At the very least, we're going to have Tetris. You can use that tap prize, go.ctm.gg/tap prize. That should work. So use that and spread that link around. And yeah, let's go ahead and get over to our players and see how they're looking. They're looking good. They're feeling great. They're looking great. And I am excited to see them tapping. Yeah, and the bracket doesn't work either. I didn't get a chance to do every single thing. So I'm going to give you the bracket link, and if somebody wants to know the bracket, please just distribute that around. It's that right there. All right, Bacon. Well, why don't you do it? Thank you. All right. All right, I will not mod you. Thank you. All right, players, we are looking to go ahead and get this bracket underway. I'm going to go ahead and generate seeds for y'all. And hopefully this works. Let's try the second time. It says it's sending the seeds and it's not. So we'll do that. I don't know why it didn't send. All right, 1ED8BB, 1ED8BB. All right. Let's go ahead and check. Make sure seed 1ED8BB. 1ED8BB. Looks like both players are good, and we are ready. It says finals. It's not the finals. It's round one. So let us go ahead and get these players started. Somalian captain versus Chroma. CTM Tap Masters round one purple. Kicking off. It says July, but it's June. I'll fix that too. In 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Yeah, I've been doing stuff at the very last minute. So my apologies. Their cracks are going to be showing here, but we're going to be all right. I don't know what. Yeah, fine. You know, I've already said, guys, that I've been, you know, there's a few things that are not updated, so you don't have to keep pointing them out. I do know what's not updated, so let's just leave it, or I'm gonna, or I'm just gonna throw a hissy fit because I'm very stressed out this month and I don't need it. 26,000 for Somalian, 1,500 for Chroma. On the left side of your screen, it is Somalian qualified into this tournament, seed number 21, with a 1.134. That was the average of his best two games played in a 1 hour qualifying period. DAS and tap are allowed in this tournament. We are playing according to the spirit of tap rules for CTM. This means it's primarily a jitter clicking version of hyper tapping with one extra tap allowed if you want to from another finger, no more than one. You can also play DAS in this tournament, but you do not. If you do play DAS, you don't have to heed the spirit of DAS, right? Since hyper tapping is allowed. 142 for Somalian, so you can play dirty DAS in this tournament. 124 for Chroma, 165 for Somalian. So Somalian qualified into seed number 21 with a 1.134 from the USA and has a tap PB of 1.304. And we are going to be showing PBs on this screen. It's either going to be, the highest of their tap or DAS PB. It does not mean that the player is necessarily playing with DAS or tap, given what it says over there, but it's just the highest of their tap or DAS PBs, regardless of what they are actually playing in this tournament, just to give you a sense of what their ceiling is. No, Bacon, Moya tap would not be allowed because it is that is alternating. That is alternating things. One extra tap is allowed, but Moya tapping involves more than one extra tap. And bolt tapping is not allowed. 266 for Chroma, 326 for Somalian. Is cheating allowed? Cheating is not allowed. So wait, tappers can rest between taps with dash? Sure, yes, of course. Because tappers in reality do that. 313 for Chroma, 373 for Somalian. Like, it would be weird to set up a playstyle that, like, people don't actually do in reality. This is why people are like, oh, you're allowed to slow tap, like, for 2 and 3 taps in the middle of the board? That's not dash. Like, am I cheating if I, do an emergency tap in the middle of the board? No, because real dash players do that. And if you, insisted on 100% purity of the playstyle, you'd be playing a playstyle that nobody actually does. That's artificial. So that's why we have the spirit of rules formulated for our tournaments to capture how people really do play. 406 for Chroma, 446 for Somalian. Like for C-Tap, no DAS at all was allowed. Yeah, I don't agree with that. So let's say somebody's hand hurts. Are we going to say, oh, sorry, you're out of the tournament? No, you can't rest your elbow. Just keep tapping through the pain. No. That is cruel. 517 for Somalian, 456 for Chroma. Critical Appa says that is literally what happened, XR. Yeah, we're looking for like the way that real tappers play. $501 for Chroma, $544 for Somalian. Plus, I gotta be honest, if there's some better DAS players out there than some tappers, like, they should be playing. You know what I mean? A high quality of play as well is what you want to see. 547 for Chroma, 590 for Somalian. And the other thing is, I want to see how today's DAS players fare against tappers. Anyway, we have introduced you to Somalian. Chroma on the right side of the screen qualified into seed number 28 with a 1.01. Has a 1.26 with tap. Both players are into 19 now. Somalian with a 630, Chroma with a 580 something. And that 1.26 for Chroma PB is with tap. Chroma made his debut in Masters last month, has won a community tournament, Tier 1, back in December of 2023. And also played in Mega Masters 2024. Somalian tournament wins in Challengers and in Hopefuls, 2 each. The last time was in 2022. 696 for Somalian, 638 for Chroma. Eric, are you playing on main, or are you going to play... Do you have a comp alt? I don't know. It's been so long. 698 for Chroma, 730 for Somalian. You're playing on main? Great. 702 for Chroma, level 22, 735 for Somalian. All right, Chroma has a T-spin set up, has to fill it in, get something over to the left side. 14 hertz tap that was. So you can see the tap speeds. Chroma on keyboard, Somalian on controller. We do have the hertz and input display, so we can, sort of see what speeds players are able to attain in today's game. I think that's interesting to look at. Somalian with a great board right here. Tetris, 861 on 25, 781 for Chroma, so about an 80,000 point lead for Somalian right now. Tetris Somalian, 892, 796 for Chroma. All All right, Chroma going to get set up on the left side. The other thing I'm really curious to see is just how deep players can go into 29 with tap. I mean, it is not something that really many players can do. You know, they might get a level or two. So we'll see. I'm very curious to see how this is all going to shake out in 2025. Tetris Chroma 874 max out Somalian on 27. The first max out of the tournament happens in game number 1 of the first match of the tournament. 913 for Chroma. A38 for Somalian. There is a Tetris Chroma 947. And players are about to hit 29. That speed is going to double. Somalian trying to hang on. And Somalian going to top out at A38. So the target for Chroma is A39. And there's another Tetris 994. Can he eke out something? No. And that is going to be a top out for Chroma at 995. A near max out for Chroma into 29. Somalian does get the max out and does take game number 1. Okay, players, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get you some new pieces here. Yeah, there they are. 39071A. I think I've seen that seed like 4 times. By the way, we do have contribution codes for the Matcherino. And let me give you the... Let me give you the link right here. Okay, looks like both players are ready. They are both on seed, and we are about to get... Oh, wait, no. Chroma was not ready. Sorry, Chroma was not ready. Don't start. 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 All right, now both players are ready, so we will start. All right. It is game number 2. Somalian up 1-0 for Chroma. Thank you, Somalian, for not starting. So game number 2 was really going to begin here. All right, perfect. All right, I don't know why the code is showing over there. That's really weird, but that is showing over there. I'm just going to blot that out for now. I'll try to fix it in between matches. All right, 47,000 for Somalian, 25,000 for Chroma. That's pretty much, I woke up a little late today. I was like, I'm going to wake up at 7 in the morning because I got a ton of stuff to do for today. And I ended up waking up at like 10. So there's a lot of stuff that's left undone. It's a real mess. 95,000 for Somalian, 72,000 for Chroma. Tetris for Chroma, 103. There's one for Somalian, 166. Tetris Chroma 152, 193 for Somalian. Here, let me see if I can get this Matcherino thing working. Oh, it works. Amazing. All right, so we're making progress. 247 for Chroma, 266 for Somalian. These are best of fives. The first player with a 3 next to their name is the winner. 289 for Somalian, 269 for Chroma. Someone on YouTube says, in World Cup, does keyboard allowed? In World Cup. Do you mean the DAS World Cup, the one in Germany? No, they're playing. I mean, if that's what you're asking, no, they're playing on. They're playing on in real life. They're playing at an event where consoles are provided, and consoles do not accept keyboards. It's very old technology. Tetris for Chroma, 362, 359 for Somalian. So close in lines and score. Easy peasy. Thanks for the sub on Twitch. Appreciate that. Also, Hana subbed at tier 1, 50 months. Thank you, Hana. 20 Dano 3, 51 months. Thank you for the subs, everybody. All right, codes are redeeming. We're feeling good now. We see the redemptions on the screen. Almost like we're back to normal. We're getting there. 416 for Chroma, 413 for Somalian. So 20 lines to go until 19. Tetris for Somalian. He's got one more available before 19. He had a 600K transition in game number 1. He won't quite be able to do that here, but you know, a mid 500 transition, not that bad. All right, Chroma gonna unblock the well, get a Tetris 560. Chroma with the advantage at the 19 transition. The speed is increased by 50%. Tetris for Somalian, 596. So they are close in lines and score, just separated by about 4,000 points. Somalian gets a Tetris. And Somalian gets set up again. Tetris for Somalian, 707. Chroma, Tetris, 701. Oh, gonna hang or kind of overshift that L piece. So Chroma's gonna be scrambling a bit, trying to fix this. Tetris for Somalian, 763. Somalian super clean right now. This is gonna allow Somalian to get back into the lead. And, you know, this is mostly, 29 kill screen, and I'm very interested to see what players can do after that with tapping. We got a little bit of a taste there in game 1. Doesn't seem like a lot is possible for a lot of players, but we will see. 826 for Somalian, 773 for Chroma. and getting a little droughted, and Chroma really cannot afford a drought right now because he's got to make up some points against Somalian, who's got a clean board. Commodore Friday with a cheer, 100 bits, thank you. Nice adjust for Chroma. Long bar over Tetris. Chroma 881. So lines are tied. Chroma back by 20,000. Tetris Chroma 979. There's one for Somalian with the max out. Chroma with the max out as well. Back-to-back max outs for Somalian. Somalian now back by 8,000 points. Tetris for Chroma, A50. There's one Somalian, A43. Just 8 lines to go. Chroma building out that left side. Long bar over Tetris. Chroma, A84. Somalian is not set up, and he's actually going to go center well and maybe trying to set up more than one. There's a Tetris Chroma, B20. Can't get the long bar over. The target for Somalian is B23, and I don't see what he's going to be able to do. Can he set up for one here? And he's one Tetris away and cannot get it, and Chroma is going to take game number 2 and tie this match up. All right, we are tied a game apiece in this best of 5. And double max outs, double 29. Somalian with the back-to-back max outs. Chroma with the 1.1. This tournament is fairly exciting. Somebody asked me, Vandy, in your opinion, who has a better chance of winning the tourney, Alex T or anyone else? Well, anyone else. I don't think Alex T has a 50% chance of winning the tournament, so I would have to play the field. I would have to bet the field on that. But Alex T, obviously one of the best players in the world, if not the best tapper in the world. But this is what this tournament is here to decide. Like, you know, I don't know. I have no idea. 2C5 753 2C5. Who's Ron? Chroma, you've been seed checked, bro. You have been seed checked. 753 Chroma. Let me refresh both these streams actually while I'm doing that. So this is 21 and 28, is that right? Or 20 and 29, what is it? I don't know, just refresh everything. 21 and 28. All right, we are good. All right, let's get these players started. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between Somalian, I keep saying Somalia, and Chroma. And all right, looks like Chroma is frozen. So let me, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Let me unfreeze Chroma. All right, we are good. Yeah, I have no idea. Obviously, you know, Alex T, number 1 seed, averaged a 1.4. I mean, the other contenders, Dylan, extremely consistent because, you know, Dylan is still a tapping main and has done things really with tapping that are so surprising. I mean, you know, his runs in CTWC the last couple of years. So, I don't know, hard to say. And, of course, Joseph in the tournament. Huge wild card. No idea what Joseph will have in 2025. Corian with a ton of experience on a leveler playing field than, you know, the latter part of his CTM career. So, you know, I mean, Eric here. Oh, there's a lot of people. It's just hard to exactly know what we're going to get. That it's a total crapshoot. Well, it's not a crapshoot, but I just don't think there's any way to handicap this. To say, oh, well, you know, obviously, though, Alex T, at the end of the sort of tapping main era, Alex T was, you know, arguably the best tapper, just fastest anyway. And the other thing is, you know, players who've gone on to be rollers are, you know, have the experience of having played consistently and refined their stacking. And the other players who have played a lot less since the end of the tapping era, you know, we might see some kind of retro looking stacking, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't really know if there's a way to predict it. I think you just enjoy it while it's happening. 162 for Chroma, 161 for Somalian. For Chroma with a long bar dependency in the middle of the stack, he's just going to attack it row by row. And that channel on the right side is not a Tetris well. Triple for Somalian, 169, 172 for Chroma. Okay, I think the Matcherino command should work now. Sorry if I've been a little absent. I want to fix the Matcherino command. If somebody wants to try it and confirm it and see if it works. 224 for Chroma, 272 for Somalian. All right, and if you just want to click on those links and make sure they go to the right place, that would help out a lot. And while you're there, use one of the coupon codes or kick in, you know, be the first one to contribute to the prize pool. 271 for Chroma, 303 for Somalian. Somalian will get a Tetris. So pretty low paces for these players through 90-something lines. I mean, these paces are achievable, you know, through 60, 70 lines, if not earlier. So a little bit low here. All right, redeeming codes. Thank you, everybody. The link after DAS is Tapsters. What? The link after DAS is Tapsters. Let me see what you mean. And the one after Tap Masters redirects to no next box. Oh, on YouTube it's not gonna be fixed, guys. Yeah. I'm not, the redirects don't. Oh. All right. Chroma 462 on 19. This might not be survivable. And that is not going to be survivable. Chroma going to top out 463 just upon 19 entries. Somalian, you are good in game number 3. Oh, I see what you guys are talking about. Got it. All right, I think it should be good now. I think, but let me try it again. And this is just on Twitch. It's not good. All right, forget it. Not going to try to do it here. All right, let's get these players some new pieces. The problem is I have this very tiny window to enter these text changes. It's very, very small. All right, as soon as both players are ready, we will get them started. Okay, AD8, A2F, both players are ready. Let's get them counted down. Chroma needs to win to stay in. Somalian up 2-1. Game number 4. What's up, Ayana? Did you drink any water today? Not yet, just coffee. So I don't have time for water. I need coffee. All right, so Chroma does have to win this match to stay in. It's a best of 5. Both players with huge performances so far. Somalian with a couple of max outs in the games that went the distance. Chroma with a 1.1 in the game that he won. All right. YouTube, if you want to try the Matcherino command, I think it should work. And I think it should work on Twitch now as well. 148 Chroma, 145 for Somalian. All right, if that doesn't work, I give up. All right, so Chroma, let's see if he's going to... Oh, for a minute, I thought he was going to set up in kind of a risky way. But no, not going to do it. Just going to chop this down. Took a shot, maybe at a Tetris there, but... Okay, and he really wants to get this dirty Tetris. But he just ends up having to keep chopping and chopping. Finally, a long bar. Okay, so it looks like it works over on YouTube as well. The ctm.gg/Matcherino, I think, takes you to no next box. And then tap prize should work. Go.ctm.gg/tap prize should take you to Tap Masters. All right, 286 for Somalian, 251 for Chroma. Chroma with the Tetris. All right. Yeah, thanks for bearing with me. I'm just like doing everything at the last minute this month. Somalian 336 after Tetris 319 for Chroma. The winner of this match will take on ERICICX, the return of a champion. We'll be very interested to see how they approach this tournament. All right, Chroma gets a long bar down for a Tetris, and most importantly, to bring the stack back down for Rose. And a long bar down for Chroma, that's good for a single. And yeah, I'm already very, very excited by this tournament. I mean, just with these two players, I mean, so far setting a standard here, you know, back-to-back maxes for Somalian, 1.1s from Chroma. Center well Tetris for Chroma. That was column 6. And I'll fix the bracket next. I mean, the bracket command. I'm not going to fix the bracket. Oh, no. Match fixing scandal in CTM. Brackets are fixed. $435 for Chroma, 508 for Somalian. Around 10 lines to go until 19. The CTM situation is crazy, indeed. Bacon says, it's fixed because you only put the only two DAS players together. Well, better learn to tap, I guess. Tetris Chroma 507 on 19, 557 Somalian. One more Tetris available. All right. Builds out that right side. Gets a Tetris 581 into 19. Oh, nice tuck there for Chroma. And a triple and a Tetris for Chroma, 569. 612 for Somalian. Chroma ahead by 8 lines. There's another Tetris, now ahead by 10 lines. What's up, Kingsman? Tetris Somalian, 643. There's another Tetris Somalian, 670. Chroma with a Tetris, 629. But so Chroma, I mean, we still have, you know, 60-something lines to go until 29. Somalian up by, you know, 40, 50,000 points. But Chroma ahead by like 10 lines. And this will be a factor as we get closer and closer to 29. If we do. And a Tetris Chroma 720 now in the lead in score. But again, you know, 10 lines ahead. Tetris Somalian 737. Oh, that square does not get all the way to the left. I think that caused Chroma maybe not to get that piece over on the right side. But he is set up for a dirty. He can keep it open, and he blocks it just as the bar comes. Because, of course, 3s, 2s. STM does not count as a Masters win. These monthlies don't. The annual championship does. Masters wins are only for non-playstyle restricted tournaments. And STM annual championship is for that. But the monthlies don't count. $860 for Chroma, $893 for Somalian. And Chroma got to top out at 874 on level 27. Just could never find the handle there, and Somalian was just very consistent and smooth. So Somalian is going to make it into round 2. Let's see him go ahead and mullen this out. See if he can get 3 maxes in his first match. Somalian looking very dominant so far. Of course, Chroma getting that 1.1 in game number 2. So awesome job for both of these players so far. Tournament delivers. Chroma, hope to have you back in the next Tap Masters, whenever that is. I think we're going to do it maybe 2 or 3 times a year, something like that. I'll do it one more time this year if you want. All right, there it is. Somalian, 3 max outs out of 4 games. Let's give you your 3. You are going to be taking on ERICICX in round number 2. Let me go ahead and report the results of that. And again, congratulations, Chroma. Always a pleasure. Hope to see you in, well, now you're making Masters and you're getting into DAS Masters. You got a lot of places and varieties of Tetris to play under. So I'm sure we will see you again. Let me go ahead and report this to the Tetris authorities. What is this? Purple? 3 games to 1 Somalian. Somalian could be very dangerous in this tournament. I mean, very consistent so far. 3 maxes. Really in just all the games that, you know, he had an opportunity to max, really. So, yeah, very, very, very good performance. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and swap these players around. I'll be back in a moment. And we'll get Eric in here. All right, let me get the whole thing set up here. Round 2. We have had contributions to the prize pool. 666 from DJ Mr. Burrow says, do not anger the spirit of tap or else. Spirit of tap. With the ghost taps, my word. Somalian said, if I win this, I will ban one random person. All right, we'll let you do that. All right, players, I'm going to go ahead and give you some pieces. So when you are ready, you can start. But if you want to do one more warm-up, that is fine. Here, we'll keep Somalian in his position here so you can see all the tapping. I don't trust that, Somalian. All right, FECB 2F. Will Eric be soft resetting for old time's sake? Do not soft reset, all right? Just stay on the thing. All right. FECB 2F. Looks like both players are ready. ERICICX has returned to CTM. Somalian is never left. So let us go ahead and get them started. CTM Tap Masters round 2. Eric versus Somalian. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. I mean, you might remember Eric from soft resetting. I remember Eric from people, you know, stepping on their internet cable. That's what I remember. that's pretty much it's. I got the same jokes for 5 years, you know. Oh no, my parents stepped on my internet cable. You know, 5-year-old jokes from Vandy. All right, on the left side of your screen, I mean, I don't even think they need an introduction, but I will do it. It is ERICICX, former CTM Masters event champion from August of 2022. And that was a very memorable tournament. That was the tournament. Not only did Eric win it, but yeah, Eric got colors for the first time on NTSC Tetris and set the score world record at 6.49 million in a match against Hufflepuffus, who also had a pretty good game as well. Eric qualified into this tournament with into seed number 12 with a 1.17 average of their best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. Has a 1.31, is that correct? Tapping PB. Has won Masters, as I said, that one time. Oh yeah, August, was it August 20? Yeah, it was August 2020. Yes, not 2022, 2020. My apologies. 2020. There's a lot of 2s on my screen right now, so I think I just said an errant 2. But anyway, yeah, it was August 2020. That was when they won. It's also been in the finals an additional 4 times and in the semifinals an additional 7 times. So overall, 12 appearances in the semis or higher in the Masters event. Also played in Lone Star in 2023. Of course, Eric was the world champion of CTWC in 2022 and played in the gold bracket basically from 2020 until this year, the whole way through. Was second in this year's TGM4 tournament. Finished second to Green Tea in that tournament. And you might have seen Eric also taking second or third in various WPL Columbus events, and also playing in Blank's Garage. And also remember back in the day, the Honda Fan Cup, which I thought was going to be like an every year thing. Well, Eric took second in that as well. So a true legend of the game, ERICICX. Great to have them back On the right side, it is Somalian, who qualified into seed number 21, 229 here for Somalian. Eric, some danger here. And that is going to be a top out for Eric at 275. So Somalian with a chase down of 276. So Eric trying to continue the tradition of me not getting through the intros. Oh, trying to carry that over from Das Masters into Tap Masters with an early top out. And Somalian is good in game number 1. Your tools are like 5 minutes away. Your controller is cooked. I'm sorry. Do you live in a mansion? Eric might live in a mansion. All right, let's get these players some pieces. You need tools? Oh, like screwdrivers and whatnot? Oh, shoot. Just play without the controller. Play with your mind. Okay, looks like both players are on seed. And they are both ready, so we're going to get them started in game number 2. Somalian is up 1-0. In this round 2 matchup, Somalian defeated Chroma in round 1 to make it here into this round 2 match against Masters champion Eric. Somalian with that 21 seed has a tap PB of 1.304 million. Somalian has played in every single one of our Mega Masters, including the first year of 2022 when it was... Or was it 2023? 2022? 2022 when it was only 32 players. So Somalian, one of the few players to play in every single Mega Masters. The 2-time Challenger Circuit winner, Hopeful Circuit winner as well. 3 times in the CTWC Gold Bracket. Also played in CTEC in the online years in 2020 and 2021. CTEC Classic Tetris European Championship, a PAL World Championship. Somalian 93,114 for Eric. So really exciting to have Eric back in the fold, and we've got so many of our former champions playing in this tournament coming back, from the tapping era. Of course, Eric, got those colors with rolling, but, is also kind of prime Eric during those tapping years. All right, Eric trying to clear this away. That is not, a long bar would be very helpful, but how long can they wait? I don't know. And not much longer, but there's a long bar, of course, when you'd really prefer something else. All right, Eric's going to clear away the cover over that long bar dependency. Ill-timed bars for Eric. Just total bar trauma happening right now for Eric. 174 for Eric, 216 for Somalian. Oh, a T-spin set up there, but of course, ill-timed T. Somalian just humming along here, 239 through 54. Eric with a great double there. That's going to help out a lot. Another good double. So Eric appears to be a couple pieces out of this. A long bar would help a lot, but not going to wait around for that. There's a bar. But yeah, former CTM champs in this tournament: Alex T, Dog, Pixel Andy, JDMFX, Fractal, Eric, Brodendamp, Corian, Blue Scooty. All right, that bar does not get all the way over to the right. There could be controller issue. Eric did mention they were having controller issues without really any easy way to remedy them. So see what they can do here. 253 for Eric, 338 for Somalian. Bar Rescue. That is a TV show. All right, Eric opens up that right side well. You can see the last tapping speed, 16.39 hertz. So the speed is there. It's just I think the controller might be causing Eric some problems. All right, a couple of long bars in a row. That's going to help Eric get a Tetris down there, 287. Another Tetris, Eric, 310 through 104, 410 for Somalian. So 100,000 point lead, 9 lines back for Somalian. Another Tetris, Eric, 332. When was the last time Joseph played in a CTM? That's a good question. I want to say it was 2021. Yeah, it was September 2021. That was the Hydrant Dude rolling month, right? That was the 1.5 month, or the rollover month for Hydrant Dude. So I guess Hydrant Dude just, Joseph saw that and said, "Nah, bro, I'm done. Can't play anymore. It's over." 428 for Eric, 505 for Somalian. All right, Eric into 19 at 453, but more likely is that Joseph was starting college around that time. I think that's more what it was, not being utterly devastated by Hydrant Dude. Actually, that was the last opponent for Joseph in a CTM, was Hydrant Dude, on his way to winning that tournament. .605 for Somalian on 19. Wasn't a 600 entry, but pretty good pace anyway. Into 20 for Somalian. 501 for Eric on 22. It's like 20 lines ahead, I think, from just all the high digging. And Somalian's been able to play pretty low. And of course, Joseph's overall last match was, I believe, the 2021 CTWC after that September. So Joseph played in September. CTM is kind of a tune-up for the ensuing month CTWC. Lost to Huffaluffagus in the semis. And then that was it. Tetris Eric, 581 tapping speed. It's amazing to see those tapping speeds on that screen, 17 hertz. 659 for Somalian, 586 for Eric. Tetris for Eric, 617. So they're starting to catch up a little bit. Tetris Eric, 649. Now the problem is catching up in score, but Somalian still is going to have 20 lines in hand. So Eric really is going to need to do quite a bit of scoring, or just hope that Somalian tops. But Somalian has looked so consistent so far in this tournament. The first match and this match, Somalian has looked amazingly consistent. Tetris for Eric, 752, just 6,000 back, but only 17 lines to go. Somalian still with over 30 lines to go. Well, that's the thing. Eric might have something here post. That is going to be something that I have no idea until I see it happen. Eric, with that fast tapping speed, I mean, Eric does have level 29 playability. Tetris for Eric, 860. And so that's going to be in the back of Somalian's mind. Eric is now into 29. So we'll see what Eric can do. I don't know if they can bring this down at all. I mean, this is so hard. And that is going to be a top from Eric, and Somalian is good. Somalian, if you want to play it out and go for another max, that is fine. So Eric, Eric tops out at 867 on 29. Somalian with a Tetris has another max out in this tournament. What was it? 3 in round 1, and he got one. Oh, the Vits, look at that. And yeah, not the best, but all right, there you go. Somalian with the max out secured goes up 2-0. And let us go ahead and get these players some more pieces. BABDAC. Oh my goodness. Now, players, you can take a moment if you need it. I know it's tapping, so you know, if you need to shake your hand out or do some jumping jacks, you can do that. No problem. BABDAC, Bobdak. I could go for some Bobdak right now. Is that like babka? Which is that? Isn't that like a Romanian sweet bread? I could go for that. All right. BABDAC. Both players are ready. Both players are ready to go. It's game number 3. Eric needs to win this one to stay in. Otherwise, Somalian is going to take it. Game number 3. So far, it's Somalian really setting the pace in this tournament. Several max outs, been very, very consistent. Man, if rolling hadn't occurred, Somalian would have won like 10 CTMs. So thanks, Cheese. Appreciate that. I mean, the way Somalians play right now is just so consistent. All right, we are underway. Players with 3, now 4 Tetrises on the board. Alex Erasure. Hey, listen, I'll praise Alex when Alex is here, okay? All right, little Z spin there for Somalian and a Tetris. Sonny says Somalian would have come second in like 10 CTMs. Maybe. But I don't know. I mean, Somalian just looks really, really consistent. All right, Tetris for Eric, 147. Now 170 after Tetris, 130 for Somalian. Vandy trying to cast her curse and avoid a sweep. Yeah, I mean, we want deciders, man. Okay, Tetris into column 3 for Somalian, 163. He's going to stay in that column 3 for now. He gets set up for another one And there's another column 3 Tetris for Somalian, 186, 242 for Eric. Somalian going to transfer that well back over. Tetris Eric 264, so ahead by about 75,000 points. Somalian gets a Tetris. Tetris Eric 310. All right, Somalian filling out that board. Getting a little spiry here. But getting it all cleaned out is set up for a Tetris. And now is awaiting a bar. Has to make a long bar dependency there, though. Tetris for Eric, 356. And another Tetris for Eric. 378 through 81 is, you know, pretty decent pace. So the last time Eric played in a CTM now Eric played in Mega Masters last year, but like one of the regular monthlies, the last time that Eric played was June of 2023, and they took second to Gerald Freeman. So the last monthly that Eric played, yeah, you know, Eric was in the finals. $475 for Eric, $342 for Somalian. And Eric was in the semis the month before that, and another time a couple of months before that. So when Eric, kind of stopped playing in CTM regularly, I don't know, had good performances. 527 for Eric, 372 for Somalian. Tetris Eric 577 into 19. Healthy transition score for Eric. And I love seeing that consistent 16 hertz tapping. And Somalian really coming in at around like 13. 602 for Eric on 19. Tetris 627. 424 for Somalian. So big lead for Eric. Tetris for Somalian. Other Tetris Eric 655. He's got a big advantage now. They're ahead by about 180, but also by 10 lines. There is some frame stuttering with the stream, says Mark Tris. I don't know if that's true. I haven't lost any frames. So it could be on the player's side. It could be on your side. No one else has said that. Sonny on Twitch says it's fine on this end. 774 for Eric, 568 for Somalian. And yeah, remember this tournament is no cap. There is no level 39 super kill screen implemented for this. I think that would be silly, right? All right, Tetris for Eric, 837. Just keeps pounding in Tetris is Somalian, getting up pretty high here, and that is going to be a top out for Somalian, and Eric is good. Eric, if you want to mullen it out, feel free to do that, because you have taken game number 3. And that left side, I don't know. No, that is... All right, don't mullen it out. That was intentional top out, right? Intentional. All right. Not only is Captain playing in this tournament, Captain Somalian is reporting the number of drop frames. Yeah, that was intentional top out. No, that was intentional, Eric. I saw he was like, nah, I don't care about this. I saw it. B45240. I call this tournament Tap No Cap July. All right. I don't know. I want to run this one more time. Like I'm just so excited by it. I want to do it again. If people want to do it. I mean, if there's an appetite, maybe one time is enough. But I don't know. I think it's just a very fun format. B45240. All right, both players are on seed. Both players are ready. Game number 4, Somalian and ERICICX. Somalian up 2-1. Eric looking to win to force a deciding game number 5. Sonny says anything to get Corey on playing is good. I agree. I mean, the only reason this tournament exists is because Andy said, yeah, you really should do it. So I'm like, all right, if Andy says it, then I should do it. And so and then I'm like, well, maybe we could get some of these other players to come back. So then I was really like, all right, we really got to stop putting it off. And then I just announced it without having anything planned, no rules. I'm like, I just knew I had to announce it in order for it to get done. Because that's how I am, to make these big public declarations to force me to do something. It's kind of how I operate. I can't just do something with a good plan, intentional. All right, let me go ahead and refresh Eric here. What is this? Seed number 12? Everything froze on your end? All right, we're going to restart this. Yeah, we're just going to restart this game. Apparently everything on Eric's side froze. So we're just going to restart this, Somalian. Oh, you paused. It's over. All right, everything good? Eric, do you need to jiggle your camera because it times out every 30 minutes or what? Not anymore? Good. Yeah, that was the old days. Eric was, I'm going to use some DSLR camera. I don't know. You might be using that now, but just had this DSLR camera that would just go to sleep every 30 minutes. So their camera would just turn off. You have upgraded the DSLR. Good. It seems like that's just a setting. I don't know. Or maybe just older DSLRs didn't want you doing that for heat in the battery, I guess. I don't know. Okay. All right. We are really starting now. Let me just look. Yes, 074DE0. 074DE0. Okay. All right. Game number 4, Eric and Somalian. Somalian is up 2-1. Eric needs to win to stay in and force a deciding game number 5. Remember, folks, we do have a prize pool for this tournament. So if you want to support Tap Masters and encourage this tournament to happen again, that's the thing. If the prize pool is underfunded, probably won't do it again, right? If the prize pool is funded and maybe a little overfunded, we'll definitely do it again. So that is you voting for this kind of tournament to happen. That is what the Matcherino is. It also supports the players, of course. And yeah, we set a low prize pool bar, just $1,000 to pay our top 8. Would love to do more than that. Does that command work? The bracket command does not work right now. I'll fix it after this stream, and it should work going forward. But so my apologies. You guys can see why I used to pay someone to do all this like detail stuff, because I am not the best with all the detail stuff all the time. That's why I had to pay someone to do it, but that also makes me extremely difficult to deal with. Tetris for Eric, 101, 117 for Somalian. A double and a Tetris for Somalian, 142. So right now, Eric, 3 lines ahead, 17,000 points behind. All right, Sonny with some very interesting information about the tariff rates on DSLR versus film cameras, and a lot of information here from Sonny. I'm not going to repeat it, but I am going to enjoy it. So thank you, Sonny. 235 for Somalian, 177 for Eric. Tetris Somalian 258. Setting up long bar column 9 to get ready. Another long bar Tetris for Somalian 281. All right, Eric with a triple. Long bar in for another triple. Now has a dirty Tetris set up, 1 row off the bottom, column 10. Gets a bar in Tetris 239. See if Eric is going to stay 1 row off the bottom. And yeah, now, oh, wow. All right. Get some bars. $285 for Eric, $329 for Somalian. And here are the 3 bars in a row for Somalian that I was trying hard not to spoil. See, that is challenging when the players are offset so much in what piece they're getting. You really have to be careful not to spoil 3 bars in a row and long drought and all that kind of stuff, because Somalia would have heard about it and he would have known. 421 for Somalian, 311 Eric. All right, couple long bars in a row for Somalian to get a Tetris. So Somalian ahead by 90,000 points, back by 2 lines. Can we use the tax bracket system for CTWC quals? How exactly would that work? Jan on YouTube says, is there no bot? No, there's a cooldown period for that command, I think. And plus, it's not up to date. I got to update it after this stream. But if you get over to that website and just click on the top where it says Classic Tetris Monthly, it'll take you to the main page. Then you can just click right over to where it is. So, but I will get it updated. Tetris for Eric, 437, 520 for Somalian. Some pacing going on right now for Somalian, trying to get another 600K transition. Oh, a couple of nice pieces here for Eric to get set up. Gets a Tetris into column 4, into 19 at 475. Somalian with a Tetris, 571. 2 more available before 19 if he doesn't burn. And so 600K transition is on the table. A Tetris here, a solo Tetris won't quite do it, but all right, long bar over Tetris, Eric 501. Another long bar over Tetris, Eric 526. Somalian into 19 at about 596. There's a Tetris Somalian. There's another one, Eric. Tetris for Eric 608. There's one Somalian 675. Adam G with the 1041 contribution to the prize pool to get us up to 2082, I guess. So thank you, Adam G. Really appreciate that. Tetris for Eric 691. There's one Somalian 706. All right, nice setup in Tetris for Eric 748. By the way, Eric's capture look at this, very crispy clean. It's pretty nice. 778 for Eric. And there is a Tetris. So now Eric in the lead in score after a few Tetrises, but ahead by like 14 lines. This is going to be very, very interesting as we approach 29. Somalian has been pretty consistent about getting there. There's a Tetris Eric 873, 829 for Somalian, 15 lines ahead, Eric. There's another Tetris Eric 905. Somalian having to take in a few burns here. That will favor Eric, who gets another Tetris 938. Tetris Eric 970. Another one, Eric. They've got the max out on 27. Tetris Somalian 959. Tetris Eric A37. There's Somalian with a triple. Again, anything less than a Tetris. Oh no, kind of a flip there for Eric, but they're going to take care of it. And oh no, that is going to be a top out for Somalian. Could not access that left side. Maybe was trying to vitz it around or something. And Eric will survive and really thrive with a 1.1. We'll see what Eric can do here, but Eric will have forced a deciding game number 5. So we are going to a decider. Huge post from Eric. Eric transitioned in at like, what, 400 something? So what was that post, like 600 something? That's pretty sick post with tapping. And yeah, holy mackerel. So we're going to a decider, everybody. A T-sider. Probably your best ever tap posts. I mean, it was really good. I mean, yeah, you transitioning with like a 4, like what, a mid 4? It's pretty nuts. All right, the pieces are coming. A T-sider. It was like a, I think it was like a 4. Somebody can go back and look. Maybe calculate what your post was, but Marktris said that was a 672 post. It's not bad. That's not bad. Best ever in comp. Yeah, I don't think that's your best ever. But in comp, probably. Okay, 4D8 to EE. Both players are ready. It is decider time. The winner of this next game will be moving on to the top 16 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. We had contribution $2 from Lex Diskia. Thank you. Appreciate that. Also, Coal Bucket with the $1.15 into the prize pool. Thank you very much for those contributions. It gets us up to 24.72. That's true. And Somalian was up 2-0, so this should be a reverse D, right? We still have 31 coupon codes remaining in the Matcherino, and that is a free way to contribute to the prize pool every time someone clicks or a unique person clicks on the button that says claim code. Matcherino sponsors put 25 cents into the prize pool. There's a limit of 50. Let's max out all 50. Tetris for Eric, 104. 93,000 for Somalian. So yeah, the winner of this game will make it into the top 16, and this will lead into a match against Koster, who is our 5th seed. Another one of these players we don't see too often in CTM. Or at least up in the top 32 of our tournaments. And whoever wins this one, it's gonna be a very intriguing matchup. Eric, 178, 187 for Somalian. Remember, we do have more Tetris action for you today. There'll be a couple hours in between this and the next, but it will be a Tapmaster solo match between Evesy and Bendy at 6 p.m. Tetris time, Texas time. I mean, it is Tetris time, U.S. Central time. Sorry. But Texas time, and that's 2300 UTC. 259 Somalian, 211 for Eric. There's Tetris Somalian, 285. Tetris Somalian, 331. 6 lines back, ahead by 6,000. All right, Somalian sitting on a dirty Tetris setup, column 4, 3 rows up. And waiting on a bar. And just going to bring it down, not going to force things. Yeah, let's YouTube, let's not discuss that topic or give instructions. The way to play NES Tetris is to buy an NES console and a CRT and to play that way. That is the way to play. All right, Dirty Tetris Somalian. He's got another one set up there in column 8 and is going to get it. And he's just going to chop this down. He's back by 70,000 points and 4 lines. This is a real lead for Eric. Lucas Susan. Luca. Oh, is it Luca Susan? Or is it Lucas? I've been saying Lucas this whole time, but I can imagine it's actually Luca. 468 for Somalian, 539 for Eric. It's Lucas? All right. The other Lucas. Tap Masters is going well. You're watching the first stream. $588 transition for Eric. A skimming a Tetris there for Somalian. He's got 2 lines to go. But Eric with a good score right now and a pretty decent lead, even with the line difference. Poyo says skibbity Tetris. Oh, I don't agree with that. I don't know why you're saying that. All right, nice no rotation or rotation back to make room for that incoming long bar with that T for Eric, and they're going to get a Tetris 713, 574 for Somalian. Tetris Somalian 625. There's one Eric 746 on 22. Eric seems to have found a rhythm here. Rogue Potato with the contribution 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Rogue Potato. Really appreciate your support. Tetris for Somalian 681. 120,000 point lead for Eric. 7 lines ahead. It is a real lead. And there's a Tetris Eric 864. Somalian, like 11, 12, 10, 11, 12 lines in hand. Somalian kind of passed on a Tetris, I think, there. And there it is. Dirty Tetris Somalian, 728. And he's just trying to get Tetrises now and really trying to force things. And yeah, it makes a line dependency, gets the line, 732. Eric, 924. There's a Tetris, 956 on 25. There's another one. Eric is 1 away from getting a Tetris into 26. I mean, getting a max out into 26. Opens up that right side. It's still open. And Tetris for Eric, max out into 26. Somalian still on 25 at 825. And Somalian kind of pushing things here, waiting on a bar, and really not a lot he could do. Gets that bar in, though. Okay. Gets something over, opens up that right side long bar in Tetris Somalian. He's going to survive. Gets another Tetris, 900, but Eric at A61. There's a great L piece. Opens up the right side long bar in Tetris for Eric. B08 into 28. And Somalian has got to go, I don't know, pretty much perfect and then more. I mean, this is just crazy. Eric up by 200,000. And I don't know what Somalian can really do at this point, except just try to get as many Tetrises and set up for 2. Eric into 29 at B90. Trying to eke out a 1.2. They can. And no, that's a B91 Somalian. B92 is the target. There's 1. There's 2. You need like 3 more. And oh my word, that is going to do it. A B91 for Eric, nearly a 1.2, a 1.191, and Somalian with the max out nearing a 1.1 in the deciding game. So a reverse sweep for Eric. And Eric will be making it into the top 16 to take on Koster. So Eric in a thrilling return to CTM action with a great decider win. And by the way, Somalian with a really, really stellar performance. Multiple max outs in the first match, multiple max outs in this one. Somalian did really, really amazing. So congratulations to both our players. Eric, though, will be the one moving on. Eric, I mean, Somalian was looking unstoppable, and Eric pretty shaky in those first two games, but they found a rhythm. And yeah, so amazing time. We'll watch both these players go offline. Let me report this. I'll show you the bracket, and I'll show you the upcoming. Why is this not working? All right, all of a sudden the internet doesn't work. Okay, there it is. Report 3 Eric, 2 Somalian. That was a good match. Tap Masters delivers. All right, let's show you the bracket. This is what, purple? Let's refresh this whole thing. That is not the, that is Masters. This is the other one. Here it is. Wrong one. I got a lot going on, guys. There we go. So yeah, Eric will be taking on Koster in a 5-12 matchup in the purple bracket. One of your fastest taps ever. Somalian, you did awesome. So, man, I think I want to bring this format back just to see Somalian like in his milieu. I mean, this is where a captain needs to be all the time. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we've got coming up. Where is that? Schedule. There it is. So we've done the first one. We've now got in basically 2 hours and change. We'll have a single match between Bendy and Evesy. You do tap and C-tap too? C-tap. Never heard of it. And then after that match, that's going to be a Tap Masters match. And then after that, it's going to be 2 STM brackets. One with Steel, who's making their debut in... I don't know. I don't know that there's any match history for Steel at all that I can find. I couldn't find any. Certainly the first time I'm streaming them, though. And then Mari, and then Ella. So Ella E-flat, who is a 2-time STM championship finalist back in 2020, 2021. So that'll be fun. And then Ghost, Hepta, and Zack Attack will be playing basically at midnight tonight, right? So 11:59 tonight. That'll be another STM bracket. Vandy going to be up late for that one. And yeah, I'm sure nobody in Europe is going to watch that, but okay. And then tomorrow is going to be a big one as well. That's going to be a solo match. It says round 1, round 2, but that's wrong. But it's a solo match between Corian and Trap Zone in Tap Masters, 10 p.m. Central Time. So can't wait for that. Okay. Thank you to those of you who supported the stream, including followers Davey Mars, Twitch subs, 20Dan03, Hana, Easy Peasy, Poyo, Sodium Overdose, Twitch Bits from Commodore Friday. And nobody did anything on YouTube, but it's okay. You know, he'll come around. He'll be fine. So thanks for all the support. Appreciate that. Thanks to our patrons. I still have some more to add for this. I'm kind of running I'm behind this month, so I haven't updated everything that I need to update. But thank you to the patrons, including Scott Gray, Jane, the Window King, Nantucky, Corporal Shelby, Troy, and Kim, Rogue Potato, Kakin, and Mila. Prize pool is up to some amount that's not showing, and I don't know why. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix this. I don't know why that's not showing. All right, well, I'll have to fix that. I don't know why that's not working, but we'll get it later. But the prize pool is up to... what is it up to? It's up to something. It's up to 37.31. And thanks to those of you who contributed this stream, including Rogue Potato, Lex Diskia, Cole Bucket, Adam G, and DJ Mr. Burrow. We have 31 claim codes left. We'll see you in a couple hours. YouTube, we'll see you in a bit. Thanks for hanging out. Have a beautiful day. All right, Twitch, thanks for carrying. Appreciate that. Again, congratulations, Somalian and Eric. Really fun time.